This morning, 2 killed in counter-terrorism raids in Belgium. A driver charged after smashing into a Sydney home. And great white sharks keep Newcastle beaches closed for a 7th day.
This is 7 News Morning Edition with Robert Ovadia.
Good morning. Just a week after the Paris attacks, the people of Belgium are now on edge over the threat of Islamist militants there. Armed police shot and killed 2 men who opened fire on them during raids against a terrorist cell in the country's east. Authorities say they were about to carry out what they describe as terror attacks on a grand scale.
In the darkness, shots ring out as flames and smoke rise from the scene of this evening's counter-terror raid. Amid the explosions and gunfire, the silhouetted figures of Belgian anti-terror police can just be seen outside the house they targeted. They say they killed 2 men who opened fire on them in the town of Verviers during one of a series of raids on a group they claim were about to launch terrorist attacks on a grand scale. I saw a police car speeding past me, all lights flashing, this eyewitness says. And 2 seconds later, I heard 3 large explosions and then a burst of gunfire. The raid took place in the eastern town of Verviers, some 75 miles from the capital Brussels and close to the German border. Tonight, the Belgian authorities gave an update revealing those targeted had recently returned from Syria, as media reports suggested they may have been planning to attack a police station.
During the search warrant in Verviers, certain suspects immediately opened fire with automatic weapons at the special forces of the police. 2 of the suspects were killed, a 3rd one has been arrested.
Belgium witnessed terror on its streets last May when an armed attack on the Jewish Museum in Brussels claimed 4 lives. Police say tonight's incident appears to have no direct connection to last week's attacks in Paris. But in the wake of what has happened in Verviers, Belgium has now raised its terror alert. Neil Connery, 7 News.
The federal government says it is monitoring a Melbourne man who has threatened to spill blood on Australian soil. University student Suhan Rahman has posted pictures online of himself holding an AK-47. Laurel Irving has more.
Good morning, Rob. Well, this is the suburban home of so-called jihadist Suhan Abdul Rahman, but it's where he is now that has authorities so concerned. It's believed he fled to Syria several months ago, and his online posts now are very disturbing. He appears to have some sort of relationship now with Islamic State. He's posted thoughts in favour of the terrorists responsible for the Charlie Hebdo massacre in France. He's called for young Aussies to spill blood. He said people should let heads fly and blood be spilled. He's posted photographs of himself with AK-47s and with known extremists. I've spoken to his mother this morning. She won't say much, but she is very distraught. His father has said that he's brought shame to his family. The question is, how did it come to this? A seemingly normal upbringing, involved with the local footy club. A university student was charged 3 years ago for being a standover man, but that's it for his criminal history. Certainly the Australian Federal Police are monitoring his movements very closely and are in close contact with his family here, Rob, but very disturbing developments.
Laurel Irving reporting there, and federal police